Tuesdays and Fridays and every other Wednesday. But on September 21st, they're going full time. So, and I haven't heard anything. Well, let's see.
It's the hot.
Junior varsity football team has quarantined several of those kids.
That one's turned up. It's like every other one.
Yeah, you're in there. So
Yeah.
this is okay.
Good.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. We start the meeting this evening with a public hearing. So, Malik, you want to take over?
Sure. Are the Stuckies here? Yes, we are. Okay, so we'll call this hearing to order at 7 o'clock p.m. And this is a formality that we go through with respect to any change in the zoning code or any issuance of a conditional use permit. The law says that you shall have a public hearing, quote unquote, with certain notice and formalities met, and this is one of them. So we'll go ahead and proceed. This is being held to consider the application for a conditional use permit filed by Dan and Leanne Stuckey, owners of the Uncolor Wine Bar, for a permit for liquor sales for outdoor consumption of alcohol for more than 12 operating days per year at the location of 114 East 4th Street. And this application was reviewed by the city's Planning and Zoning Commission. And the Planning and Zoning Commission voted to recommend approval of this conditional use permit, and at least 15 days notice of time and place of this hearing was published in the newspaper. After this hearing is concluded, the board shall provide its decision within at least 15 days, although I would expect they'll make a vote tonight. According to city ordinances, before issuing the permit, the board must find that it will not be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or welfare of the citizens, that it will not injure the use and enjoyment of neighboring property, that there will be adequate utilities, access, etc., that the conditional use will not impede the normal and orderly development of the surrounding property. It will not cause traffic congestion, and requirements for public services such as police and fire protection will not be stressed. The board can grant the conditional use permit for such a period of time as it finds to be in the public interest. And the applicants will have an opportunity to speak and present any documents that they may have as exhibits, although this isn't required. And so I'm going to go ahead and mark as Exhibit 1 the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting minutes. And Exhibit 2 will be the affidavit of publication from the Hermann Advertiser-Courier newspaper. Exhibit 3 will be the actual notice of public hearings that was published in the newspaper. Exhibit 4 will be the conditional use application that was completed by the Stuckies. And exhibit, what am I on, 5? Will be the entire code of ordinances of the city of Hermann, Missouri. And Mayor Cox, would you agree to accept these exhibits into the record?
Yes, I will.
And Mr. and Mrs. Stuckey, anything you want to say or in support of this, or let us know what you're doing?
We are definitely in support of it.
All right. Let the record reflect that the applicants are in support of their application.
And this is because you're putting a new deck on the back, and this is where you're gonna serve food and drinks. Okay.
All right.
Are there any citizens present who have anything to say in opposition to this application? Are there any citizens present who have anything to say in support of the application? All right, Mayor?
All right. So moved. Do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No nays, so carried. Thank you.
Go off the record on that one.
Okay. All right, from there we'll move to the mayor's report.
Do you need to
No.
do the next ordinance?
Oh. Is that ordinance? I'm sorry.
Well, there's another public hearing about the within 10 miles requirement for the zoning code. So, yeah. You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Jump the gun.
On the record. So we have a public hearing tonight on the question of whether to amend sections 420.110 and 420.120 of the Hermann Municipal Code to provide that an owner or manager must live within 10 miles of any bed and breakfast inn, guest house, or other non-owner occupied lodging establishment in the R2 and R3 zoning districts. And the Planning and Zoning Commission met and discussed this as well. And a motion was made, seconded, and approved to approve this amendment to the zoning code. And this is something that came up a couple of months ago, and I think some aldermen, maybe some commission members thought that this was already a requirement, but that we had to go ahead and make this change in order to document it in the code. Is there anybody present tonight who wants to say anything in opposition to amending the code to require a business manager to live within 10 miles of a guest house? Is there anybody here who has anything to say in favor of amending the code to provide that a manager shall live within 10 miles of a guest house? Okay, there have been no public comments, either for or against. Any of the aldermen have any discussion or questions?
Okay, we vote on this later on.
Okay, so let the record reflect that the amended ordinance for this change is coming up later in the agenda, and it will be considered and voted on at that time, and that concludes the record.
You done?
Yes.
All right, now I'll move on. All right, I guess the thing that is most, is on most people's minds, of course, is the COVID virus. Our numbers have really gone up in the last couple of weeks, mainly because of the nursing homes in Hermann and in Owensville. I'd like to take this time to personally send condolences to the families that have lost loved ones because of this, and prayers to that all infected with the virus will have a healthy recovery. You know, Hermann's a close community, and several people mentioned that they want the city to mandate wearing a mask. But I'll tell you that there's way more people that have contacted me that don't want a mask mandate. You know, I'm a firm believer that each and every one of you have rights, and you should have the right to be the one that makes the decision whether you wear a mask or not. Again, everyone has an opinion. Who do you listen to? The CDC sends out conflicting reports. Even doctors don't agree on things. So, I mean, it's really hard for the individual to make their own decision on what's right. Unfortunately, the nursing home situation happened. They had a good run. Even being they were doing everything they could to prevent it. Everyone there wears masks when they work and so forth, but it still happened, unfortunately. You know, we must move forward with our life and not live in fear. You know, and gee whiz, the flu season's just around the corner. You know, you need to take care of yourself. If you don't feel comfortable about going into a business because the employees are not wearing a mask, by all means, don't go in there. Use your own judgment. Make your own decisions. And, just be safe. The city administrator will give a report on the street project shortly. I do have a good note, though. With the start of the pandemic, when we were doing the budget, we estimated a 20% loss in revenue because we did not know what to expect in the first quarter, June, July, and August. But instead, we have a 7% gain over last year, which is a very positive thing for our community. So thanks to the citizens of Hermann for shopping locally during this time and supporting the restaurants and the stores. It shows in those numbers. And again, that all has to do with the community that we live in. So we can be thankful, and we are blessed in many ways. Thank you. I'll move it on to City Administrator.
Okay. The Home Incorporated building and the Bevco building were purchased. At this time, I do not know what the intended uses will be for either building. The new owners have been sent a letter stating that any intended use other than R1 would require rezoning in the public hearing. As the mayor mentioned, work on West 18th should begin on Monday, September 21st. Lamkey will be moving equipment in on the 18th, this Friday. And the city will be meeting with the engineer and the contractor on Wednesday, the 16th, for a pre-construction meeting. I have once again contacted another person with AT&T regarding the startup of the cell tower. No response yet. And I will be attending the Ozark River Solid Waste Management District meeting tomorrow in St. James. That's it, sir.
Thank you. We'll move on to ordinances. Mr. Police, would you move forward, please?
Yes, sir. The first ordinance on the agenda this evening is Bill number 2020-23. It would be an ordinance to amend sections 420.110 and 420.120 of the Hermann Municipal Code to provide that an owner or manager must live within 10 miles of all bed and breakfast inns, guest houses, and other non-owner occupied lodging establishments in the R2 and R3 zoning districts.
Any discussion on that? Everybody's aware of what that's all about. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I make a motion to approve bill number 2020-23.
Second.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Ayes carried. Next ordinance.
Next is bill number 2020-24 on for first reading. It would be an ordinance to approve contracts with Man and Media to be funded by a CARES Act grant. And that ordinance is in your packets, and the proposed contracts are attached to it. And Tammy is here. I'm sure that she would answer any questions that you might have.
Does anyone have any questions for Tammy on this? If not, somebody make a motion, please, to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve bill number 2020-24.
A second.
Second.
Have a motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, so carried. We need to do that twice because this is a time-sensitive matter.
Bill number 2020-24 on for second reading, an ordinance to approve contracts with Man and Media to be funded by a CARES Act grant.
I have a motion to approve second time.
I'll make a motion to bill number 2020-24 be approved. Second read.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, so carried.
Next is bill number 2020-25 for first reading, an ordinance to approve a contract with Man and Media for production of advertising and enhanced listing in the 2021 Missouri Travel Guide.
Any questions on that one for Tammy? Motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve bill number 2020-25.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We need to also read that the second time, time sensitive.
Bill number 2020-25 for second reading, an ordinance to approve a contract with Madden Media for production of advertising and an enhanced listing in the 2021 Missouri Travel Guide.
Do I have a motion to approve the second reading?
I make a motion to approve the second reading of bill number 2020-25.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, so carried.
Next is bill number 2020-26, which would be for first reading. An ordinance to approve an agreement by and between the City of Hermann, Missouri and Lamke Trenching and Excavating, Inc. for 18th Street improvements.
Any questions for Mark on this? Everybody's...
I have a question. When this is approved, then how long will it be before everything starts?
Monday.
Monday? Woo-hoo. Okay,
This has to be read twice also.
then I want to be the one to make a motion, so.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second's been made, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
So carried. Second reading, please.
Bill number 2020-26 for second reading, an ordinance to approve an agreement by and between the City of Hermann, Missouri and Lamke Trenching and Excavating, Inc. for 18th Street improvements.
Motion?
I make a motion that bill number 2020-26 be second read.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Second's been made, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, so carried. Was there any citizens' comments? I kind of went over that. I didn't have any cards up here, I assume.
I did not receive any.
Okay, just didn't want, I got to vote again. Okay, any old business?
Had we heard anything back, I think it was reference to with Calabite and some fees the city is supposed to be collecting?
Yes. We passed the ordinance to approve the franchise, is what it essentially is, with Calabite last year. And in those negotiations, they agreed, and they signed a letter and sent it to the city confirming that they agreed to pay a 10% payment in lieu of taxes, or 10% amount of fees to the city based on whatever their billings were. And they hadn't paid those. Back in the spring of 2020, a few months ago, we had contacted their lawyers, and they were giving a little pushback in terms of, well, we didn't approve it. Yes, you did. Here's the letter. Well, we don't think the law requires it. Well, a year ago you thought it did, and you agreed to this. And so, but that's kind of where we left it. I haven't done much with that lately, but I certainly can ramp up efforts again. How are they doing with their build out? Is it going well, or?
No, their build out is done. They're still connecting people occasionally in town.
Generally, are people satisfied?
Oh,
or-
yeah. Most of
Yeah, I've not heard any complaints about the service. I don't know if they have enough to make it worth their while yet, but I've not heard any complaints about the service.
I heard one complaint,
Oh, did you?
but the company was supposed to go and talk to the business owner, so I'm assuming that happened because they haven't heard anything else.
Yeah.
And this was last spring when it first all came to town, so.
Yeah, so far as I know, everything's been positive.
Okay, I think the next thing I'll do maybe is talk to the staff about what that percentage, what we might estimate that fee to be that the city's supposed to be getting that they haven't paid yet, and then, assuming it's worthwhile, proceed with it. So,
Yeah.
when I say worthwhile, I mean, we don't wanna spend necessarily $10,000 in attorney fees to get two, but
Correct.
they really should be paying, and this is, in my opinion, something that they're not really, a promise they're not really honoring to get this paid.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we have that in writing with them, right? Okay.
Any other old business?
I guess we have to just wait for the Bevco building and the home building with everything there, with
Well,
the
letters have been sent to the new owners, so, yeah.
One of the new owners showed up today, wanting to do some work on the red brick, the home building, just to get it looking better and to get it waterproof so they can do work inside. No intent, I don't know what their intent is. Have not heard from the other gentleman.
Are they going to be contacting you when they start their upgrades?
They're contacting the city, absolutely, yeah.
They have to go through planning and zoning to see if they can have it rezoned, because it's zoned R1. Don't know if they know that when they bought it. But it
I
is
know
R1.
I talked to the buyer of the Bevco building, and he is getting estimates to tear off the old roof and put a new 412 pitch roof on, and I think he's actually bought the paint and power washing people lined up to wash it. Just some ideas that he's got moving forward.
Yeah.
Not that he started it yet, but
I think the whole issue is the planning and zoning issue. Before somebody spends a lot of money on the building, I would make sure I got that under control, but that's up to them.
he was aware of that.
That's not for us to decide. If there's no other old business, we'll move to new business. I have under new business, Vinchester Inn on 3rd Street has a unique situation. They're actually classified a hotel, and they were there before the zoning, so they're kind of grandfathered in as a hotel. But with the new current zoning laws, they cannot have a retail storefront. And the owners, what they would like to do is in their lobby, have a gift shop with souvenirs, basically, hats and so forth, that they can, and she's provided a list that they can sell to their guests that are staying there. And after doing some research, we have an ordinance number 610110, which allows for a special permit. And I think in consulting that this permit, we can allow her to do that in her building. It would be a special permit for the sales of souvenir items in the lobby of the gift shop for the guests of the inn. It would not be a retail store, but it would, you know, when you go, if you travel, you go to a hotel, they always have a little gift shop thing. So that's what they are trying to do. She talked to me several times. I contacted the attorney, and this is the smoothest way to do this, to try and help them along, and it doesn't jeopardize anybody else that I can see. You know, it's just, she's the only hotel that we really have beside Crown Suites, I guess, but they're commercial, where she's not, so.
But she was a hotel, it was a hotel before, so that's another reason why it would be okay to
Yeah,
approve
because
this.
if you look at the ordinance, hotel, it all says, you know, they can do all this, and you can have other businesses, but then down here, there's one word that says consistent with the zoning district. So that one word kind of eliminates all the stuff above, because it's, you know, she's not consistent with the present day zoning.
Right.
So this is just a way to try and help them with their business, and it should not, as far as I can tell, hinder anybody else's business, because it, you know, we don't have a lot of souvenir shops anyway, so, and it's just people that are staying there, so.
And
Anyway,
she's selling them wholesale to other businesses, and that doesn't affect it either?
Well, she's selling their hats wholesale, not the other stuff. They
Right.
designed the
But
hat.
that doesn't hurt anything.
And she also, when you got the letter, she also said that they would donate to local charities from $1 from each sale too. So anyway, I told her I would present it to you all, and
If our legal expert here says it's okay to sell wholesale.
you looking for the hotel?
No, I've got that.
Would this be a one-time permit, or is it gonna come renewable yearly?
Well, not that. Here's a good question. I don't know if It would have to be renewed every year, or is that just,
Commercial break.
well, I mean, it's,
No, well, let's see, the t-shirts new this year, a portion of proceeds will be donated to a local charity. We will also sell them, say, what's them? I guess any of these items?
The t-shirts, the drinkware, and their hat.
yeah, the only thing she wholesales, as far as I understood her, is the hats. They design the hats, they're with a feather sticking out of them.
That's the one their father wore all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why they continue with that, because of, in memory of him.
So, the point is, as the mayor mentioned, they are zoned R1, and the code says that well, as he said, first of all, they were a hotel established before the zoning code came into existence, and so that use of the building as a hotel is grandfathered, and that's why they're okay having that business there. The statute says it can contain several other types of businesses on the property, such as a restaurant or shops or conference centers or whatever, consistent with the zoning district in which the hotel is located. And so if you have a hotel that happens to be located in an R1 zone, that sort of de facto eliminates the catering, the shops, the conference center, and anything that you might want to do other than have overnight guests. And so I think what you're doing is you're considering giving them a permit for whatever it is she's asking for here. The sale of those items that are listed to her guests, and the wholesale distribution of some items to these other places. One is not any more not legal than the other, or legal than the other. It's just up to you guys as to whether you would want to include all of that in this permit.
As long as it's legal.
Yeah, well, it's legal per the section Bruce cited that says that the board can basically give a permit for anything that it wants to do. The only thing I would say, as I often say, is what you do for one, you do for all. And, you know, if you get every establishment in town that's in a residential zone want to do the exact same thing, you'd be hard pressed to not let them.
She's unique that she's a hotel where there is no other ones.
That is true. You know,
I mean, the only other one that I would consider a hotel would be Crown Suites. It's commercial, or White House Hotel, which is never open anyway. Somebody could buy that down the road, I guess, and ask the same thing, but that's commercial on Wall Street anyway, also, so that would not be a problem down the road.
I mean, there's no property in the city of Hermann that's identical to any other property.
Right.
Right.
They're all distinctive in some way, so.
Anyway,
So do you, okay.
And, sorry, yes, the permit can be under whatever terms you guys want. If you want it to be for a year and then come up for renewal, you can. If you want to do it longer than that, you can. If you want to do it shorter than that, you can.
okay. What do you think?
Are they licensed through the city as a hotel? Are they licensed?
Yes, yes.
So maybe next time when their license come due, we can move forward, but include hotel and internal,
We don't really have a special category like for that. They're licensed as a hotel, and she's only selling to her guests. She's not really a retail shop.
Yeah, it's not gonna
that's
be a
gonna
retail
the public.
outlet, per se.
So we could make a motion that we approve her having the gift shop due to the past that it was classified a hotel before zoning law happened, and that we would like a yearly permit to be issued.
We can do it on a yearly thing, and that way we can check to make sure she's doing what she's doing, just like we do with conditional use permits.
license from the hotels that come annually too. So we could pass that at the same time.
So this is something that you have to make a permit of?
Yeah, you can pass a motion and Trish's office can draft a permit.
Okay, well, I didn't know if it had to be something from you or her, okay.
Yeah, well, we can work on it together. And then you don't have to wait a year to review it. If you catch wind or get evidence that the terms are being violated in a month, you can put it on a meeting agenda and call them in and make them explain what's going on and yank
Okay.
it then if
So
they're not
even if we
doing
would say yearly, we could still do it? Okay.
it. Yeah, it's a permit or permission that you're free to give, but you're also free to take away anytime.
Do we need to specify in there for sales to their patrons?
She put that in here, didn't she?
Yes, yes.
I think it's just a motion to grant a permit consistent with their request.
What she's applied for.
Yeah.
So what do you need, a
Well, I need
motion?
one of y'all to make the motion, I can't.
Can I make a motion like I said? Is that okay with everybody? I'm gonna do that. I would like to make a motion to approve the permit for the Winchester Inn due to it being classified a hotel before zoning law changed, and that it be reviewed yearly. Is that okay?
We
Okay.
have a motion on the floor, do I have a second?
I'll second.
2 seconds, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, none? So carried. I will contact her and let her know that that's a go. Thank you very much. Any other new business? No? Okay, we'll move on to minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody, in order for me to enter this information that you have on your desk into the record, somebody needs to mention it.
The
One of
email,
the aldermen or the mayor?
Those petitions, if you want those entered in on the record, somebody needs to review that real quickly.
Okay, under new business then?
Sure.
So you need a motion? That's-
You just need it to be, okay.
Ready to tell the public what it is and.
What Trish is talking about, this relates to mask, mandating a mask. We have 2 petitions, or I guess that's what you call them, petitions?
That's what they call it, yeah.
We have a petition to request the city to mandate a mask with signatures, or names, not signatures. And there's 47 people on the one wishing the city would mandate a mask. We have a second one that says vote no, no mask mandate in Hermann. And we have the same thing, names. And there are 210 signatures on that one.
And I would like to say that on these, that a lot of the ones on the no masking one don't appear to be from Herman, but other
Yep.
states and towns.
You say this, you can say the same thing on the
Right,
other one too,
right.
On both.
Yep,
which I don't quite understand how all that works, but anyway, that's
I think-
what these are, and that kind of goes with what I said earlier with people talking to me, so. But anyway, for the record, that's what these are, and yeah, you're good with that? All right, then we'll move on to motions. Any motion for the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Motion's been made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
So carried. Invoices for payment.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to pay the bills, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say
Aye.
aye. Bills shall be paid. Conditional use permit renewal, the Bank Bar Wayne and LeBeau outdoor liquor consumption, 115 Schiller Street.
Any problems?
They haven't been open this
That's
year.
right.
I don't think they're gonna open back up, I guess they're just doing this in case they do.
I make a motion to approve it.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried. Conditional use permit, renewal, Hermann Incorporated, doing business as 10 Mill Brewing Company, outdoor liquor consumption, 114 Gutenberg Street.
I'll Make the motion to approve that one.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, so carried. Approve the salt bid for Bruce Oakley. That's for street department, correct?
Yes, sir. We have to get that early, or we don't get any.
I hear you.
I'll make a motion, we approve that.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, so carried. Picnic liquor license for Hermann, Missouri Junior Chamber of Commerce, J.C.'s Oktoberfest Beer Garden, October 2nd, 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, 31, and November 1, 2020.
I make the motion.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second's been made. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, so carried. Festival event application, Odin Roasted Almonds vendor stand at Hermanoff Winery every Saturday and Sunday in October of 2020.
And this has been done in the past?
Yes.
Yes.
And they're wonderful.
Really?
Have a motion to approve that?
I'll make the motion to approve that one.
Better.
Have a second.
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried. Okay, festival application, Damascus Road Ministries Outdoor Music, 100 East First Street, Herman Christian Church, lawn, October 3, 10, 17, 24, and 31, 2020.
I make a motion to approve that.
I'm assuming that's during the day, so, yeah. A motion's been made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 So carried. Reports. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Heather. Just the monthly reports that are in your binders.
Well, I guess we entertain a motion to adjourn. Did, anything else? Okay. I need a motion to adjourn then.
I'll make a motion the meeting be adjourned.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
You didn't speak up, Chuck. Up, Chuck.
Thank you.
I thought there were people.
Greg, did you wanna?
No, I was just here to see if anybody had any questions.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't want to ignore you, but
No, I think our email kind of covered a lot of our discussions earlier today.
Thanks for the input.
Yeah.
We need something like
You know,
that.
maybe going forward, I would like to